Hey, what's good? We're here in Shy Hills, and today on Inspiration, we'll be finding out about something that definitely will inspire you. I will be talking to a man who has a vision of creating something that will be top notch in terms of real estate and housing. And we are all the way at Shy Hills. Okay, you can see. Show them. You can see we're in the forest. We're going to the new site. We're going to find out what goes into real estate. All right, and he has this vision of having a real estate that will be one of a kind in Ghana. So we're here. We'll be going into the site. We'll be looking at it. We'll be taking a view of everything that you need to know about real estate, construction, building, and properties. And my guest for today will be taking us through, and we'll have an exciting time. He's in the person of Mr. Kuhlor, and you are going to enjoy it. So, Mr. Calvin, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So, you've brought us to the forest.
It's actually not a forest.
It's actually not a forest, eh?
A bit of a countryside.
Okay.
But,
okay. So, what do you call this? What I'm wearing? No, what I'm wearing?
It's a helmet.
It's a helmet.
Yeah, it's
okay.
a protective helmet.
Protective helmet. Okay, so let me wear mine because today we are going on site and we're going to have an amazing time. Mr. Kuhlor will be my guest today. He'll be telling us what goes into real estate and construction and building, and he will also be inspiring you. You'll see the pictures on the screen. He'll be telling us about everything that he will be doing for Mother Ghana. There is something that you are doing. You are building, but first of all, you are into building construction and all that. All right, and you have a vision of building an estate. Tell us about it.
Okay, so currently, by the grace of God, we've been able to acquire 1,000 acres.
Okay.
Yes, 1,000 acres of land and more. Just about 8-10 minutes ahead of us.
Okay.
At a place called Tekwam.
Yeah,
Tekwam, which is not far from Doyimu, not far from Accra. Not far from Tema, sorry.
Okay.
From Tema to Tekwam is about 25-30 minutes drive.
Okay.
If there's traffic, we look at 40-45 minutes.
Okay.
So what we want to do there is like to create a sort of a city.
A city. Okay.
Yes, it's sort of a city. So it's going to be estate houses, but like I was telling you earlier, you can't just buy the land and build anything at all. We have a standard,
a specification.
We have specifications. We have standards for people. So we've started selling the lands.
Okay.
And we are just waiting for people to come in because it's a beautiful site. When we get there, you see.
Okay.
Yeah, you get there, you enter, and then you face Tema again, and the land is just there.
Okay.
And we are surrounded by hills.
Okay.
So we have about 100 acres at Apollonia, 100 acres right here at Doyimu.
Okay.
And we have about 1,000 acres there. We are starting with 200. 200. And we are looking at 100 acres in Akuse.
Okay. So what will be the name of the place?
It's Pamusha Estate.
Pamusha Estate.
Yeah, so the name Pamusha is actually a Mashona name. It's Mashona. That's one of the languages in South Africa, Zimbabwe.
Okay.
What it means is villa.
Villa.
It's like villa. It's like outskirts or out of town. So out of town estates. Pamusha Estate.
Okay.
And it's going to be wonderful. I was telling you, everything is going to be there. Police station, hospitals.
Everything is going to be there.
Hotels, restaurants. It's going to be a whole city on its own.
Okay.
And I really want to encourage people and investors, especially if you have some money, you want to invest into something like this. This is something you put your money there, you will not lose. And a lot of people are migrating towards Akuse because the scenery is beautiful. The land is undulating. It's not undulating. Sorry, it's plain.
It's plain.
It's not up and down. It's not undulating. It's plain. It's a savanna grassland. It's beautiful, and the weather is good all year round. The weather is just wonderful.
It's amazing.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Okay.
And so Pamusha Estate is going to be there, and we want people to come.
And Mr. Kelvin speaks. How many languages do you speak?
Locally about 5-6. And internationally is about 3-4 and counting. Currently, I'm doing Japanese.
Wow. So, what language do you speak? You speak English?
Okay, I speak English. A little bit of French.
Okay.
A little bit of Italiano.
Okay.
A little bit of Dutch, which is German.
Okay.
And then now a little bit of Espanol as well.
Wow, let's speak some.
Okay, bienvenidos a mi casa. Which is welcome to my home in
Bienvenidos.
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 A mi casa.
A mi casa. All right, so we'll have a wonderful time. All right, so let's go. Join us. Let's do this. All right, let's go. In Pamusha Estate, the bare land of Pamusha Estate. I told you we'll be talking about what goes into real estate, okay? And every time you see interviews and the buildings are already there, but today we're looking at the foundation of everything. And this is Pamusha. As you can see on your screen, the pictures can tell what this land is going to turn into. And Mr. Kelvin and his team, what's the name of your company? Let me allow you to introduce.
Okay, the company is actually Buzzard Construction and Realty.
Okay.
Buzzard Construction Company Limited.
Okay.
But Buzzard has an affiliate company, which is Pamusha Housing Solutions.
Okay.
So Pamusha Housing Solutions works directly under Buzzard. It's the same management team and all that.
Okay.
So we decided to name this work Pamusha Estate.
Pamusha Estate. Okay.
Yes. So, and like I said earlier, Pamusha is a Mashona word, which means villa, or village, or outskirts, countryside. So it's like your estates in the countryside.
In the countryside.
And this is not far from Tema. This is about 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah. I was thinking it was going to be an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
We were going to have a long ride, but we didn't.
It's not far at all. It's not far. And you can see the land is this is a savanna grassland.
Okay,
it's beautiful. And I'm going to be telling you the things that will go into this.
Okay.
Apart from the building itself, I was telling you on our way here, the plans we have. We plan to do full solar. We will have ECG, but we'll be running solar.
Solar too.
So when you buy and we build for you, you have a choice. You tell us what you want. We are in partnership with some solar companies that are going to give our customers, our clients, very good rates. And then also, we are going to have our drains in place.
Okay.
We are going to service the whole plot. We are going to have underground gutters, drainage systems, and all that. We don't want to have, we don't want to have a place where we'll be having problems with drains. When you bath, it has to go into a chamber, and every 3 weeks or every month, you have to pay money for a car to drain it. We don't want to have those problems. And so for the sewage system, we are going to have 2 options you choose from. You either do a biodigester, which you never drain for the next 40-50 years. We just service the chamber from time to time. Or you do biogas, and hitherto that biogas system was such that when you do it, it will take 8 to 10 years before you get the needed amount of heat to start using the gas in your kitchen. But there's a new Indian technology we use. We use your own kitchen waste and your backyard waste in the chamber, and within 3 months you are good to go. 3 months? Within 3 months you have fire. Yeah, so you don't need to use LP gas. So we have all those options, and then we have the types of buildings that we want to bring something like Trazaco or Buena Vista homes. That we have. That's the vision. That's the idea.
I think we have that on our screen. Yes. The pictures on our screen. That's the type of vision that.
Yes, that's the type of vision. And then there's a part of the property that we are going to have affordable housing. If you look at the pictures I gave you, there's an array of houses where we are going to have single room like bed sitters. When you go to America, they call them bed sitters. So sizable single room self-contained with terraces at the top that you can relax and all that. And then we have hall and chamber self-contained. Then we go into 2 bedrooms. So we have another landmass on the other side that we have that in mind for. Then
I love the hills. Like taking a look at the hills. So we have refreshing.
We have plans for all these.
For the hills.
Yes, we have plans for all of them. We want to get to a place where we can bring hot air balloons. Events. When there are events, you can bring hot air balloons. We have we have we are going to have a social center, a police station, a fire station.
Wow.
Where there will be fire engines, and then God has blessed us. There's a military training school right here.
Okay.
And there's a military range right here. I told you Bondase, their border starts from here all the way to Dowenya. So yes, so we can call on our neighbors for protection
and all that.
And we are in partnership with some security companies that will be giving us security men and all that.
All right.
And so it's a beautiful place to want to own a property. And if you are also a businessman who wants to invest, you just will put our numbers there. Just get in touch with us, and we'll do good business. You will be happy to partner with us.
All right.
Happy to partner.
Let's talk about real estate. What goes into it? Because this is a bare land.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A bare land, like a very bare land. And what we can move. We can go ahead. This is a bare land.
Yeah.
And when you're looking at it, you won't see a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what goes into it? For real estate, what are some of the things that you should look at?
Okay. So for real estate, I'll say basically, you don't even need a land to start with.
Okay.
I'll talk about how my wife and I started. All you need is to have the passion for it.
Okay.
Because the passion will now drive you to study. Because you need to study.
Okay.
You can't just get up and say you are into real estate.
Okay.
Because you also have to set. There's a standard. There are standards that people are working with.
Okay.
So you need to understand the standards, understand how the system works, and then the next challenge will be to get people to trust you.
Okay.
Because money is hard to come by. So if people will have to give you money to develop their properties for them, they will have to trust you. In our case, for instance, we started in the year 2020.
You and your wife?
Yes.
Just this 2020?
Yes.
Wow.
We started with a school, Heritage Training Institute, which we still run, where we were having workshops. We were training people on makeup artistry, bakery, how to do electric wires, electric fencing, how to install alarms on your cars, how to install push to start buttons on your key. Instead of using the key knob in your car, use the push to start. So we're doing 3 days, 4 days, 1 week workshops for people.
Okay.
And then we decided to start promoting our works on Facebook and Instagram. So God was gracious because we invested a lot of money before COVID struck, before the lockdown.
Okay.
So in fact, my wife was the one who, I didn't have enough at that time. She gave me a sizable amount of money to run adverts on radio stations. So
wow, your wife?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. At that time, we needed about 6,000, 7,000 to run adverts on several radio stations because we were going to Somanya to run the workshop. We were going to Sogakope. We were coming to Akuse. So we needed radio stations that could reach far. Okay. And we needed to pay a lot. So she gave me an amount and I paid at Somanya. And then I sent someone to an FM station at after Sogakope. Okay. Mafi Kumasi.
Okay. How people can join the training?
Yes. So we had adverts that will be played, jingles that were being played.
Okay.
And then when it was time, lockdown. Oh. So our money.
Were you depressed at that time?
No. Amazingly, if you know me, I like challenges. Okay. I like to push hard. I like to fight. So I like to fight for what I believe in. So we were not depressed. Okay. We had people who were complaining, but amazingly, we never complained. Somehow, we knew that this was going to turn out for good. So we went on lockdown for 3 weeks. That was March, April. Then May came to pass. By June, I had a call on my phone. On your phone. And the person when I answered, the person introduced himself and said that he's been calling me. And this was the last time he was going to call me. He had a job for us and he was going to give it to someone else if I hadn't answered. Wow. What was the job? He wanted us to do epoxy. Okay. On a factory, a soap factory floor. And epoxy is safer to do on a factory floor because of lubricants and slippery substances that may pour on the towel and cause people to slip and machines not being able to be moved on the factory floor well, they wanted us to do epoxy in the Western North region.
Wow, that's far.
Yes.
Okay.
That's Debiso. In Debiso, and I had never been there. I'd been in Bebieni, I'd been to Bekwai, but I'd never been to. I'd been all the way to Dwaboso. And Dwaboso, Debiso is about an hour's drive from Dwaboso, but I'd never been to Debiso.
Okay.
Look, my brother, we didn't have money, but we had to be professionals. The man spoke to us.
There was no money
at McCarthy Hill Junction, and he said he wanted to work with us because of the way we could express ourselves, and he saw our videos and pictures, our works on Facebook. So we had to go to Debiso. I didn't have money, and my associate at that time also didn't have money. How we managed to go to Debiso and return to Accra, I still can't explain to you. In and out for the two of us was almost 800 Ghana cedis. But I had a son and a daughter in Bebieni, so on our way back we stopped over to refresh ourselves. I slept there for about a day or two before I came back to Accra. And when we came, the man didn't ask about our office. He didn't ask. He didn't know where I lived. He didn't know where our office was. He just ordered the financier to start paying money into the account. So the estimate we did for the epoxy floor, they paid about 1/3 of it.
Okay.
And then work had to start. So we started.
And it was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money.
Yes, at that time it was 50,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing was going to be about 200,000.
Okay.
Because it was 420 square meters. That's big.
That's big.
Yes, it was a factory floor, so we're doing the whole floor plus some rooms and some corners. And so we were on it. Then one thing led to another. There were some discrepancies on the building and all that, so they spoke to us and we said, we could do everything. So now we had to do jalousie windows. You know jalousie windows? In the olden days, we had these wooden windows that had their faces down like this.
Down like that, yeah.
So it's called jalousie.
Jalousie,
in building construction. So we had to do jalousie windows. Then in the saponification room of the soap factory, we had to do awning windows. Awning windows are the windows you open from the bottom. So you open from the bottom up.
Like this.
Like that.
Okay.
It's aluminium glass windows, but you open. So we did the awning windows on the entire building. We did the jalousie windows, and then we did the gates. So we molded the gates right here in Accra, and we carried them all the way.
You carried the gates?
Yes, they were 19 feet gates, two of them. So 19 feet gates, two 19 feet gates, and we did the wall designs, and we did, and then we did the factory floor, the pavements. We did the landscaping. We did the pavement and the grass work. We bought green grass from Tema, transported them all the way to the Western North, and we bought flowers. We bought ficus and other beautiful flowers, and I have pictures of those as well.
Okay.
So that was, I would say that for us, God was very gracious to us.
Okay. Because you didn't have an office.
No.
Your office was in your mind.
No. My car.
Your car was your office.
Car. And the car was in a very bad shape.
And that was your office. You decided
the car was our office. And there were people who came to register for the training, and they wanted to know our office. And I told them, look, this is the house where we are doing the training. So everything is the end. I remember two guys came from Kaswa. They never came back again. Because you don't have an office. How do we trust?
How do you?
So we bless God for the lives of those who trusted us, even though we didn't have an office and all that. And they came along. So we started with a training.
How did you get this mindset that I'm going to do? Because a lot of people would have complained in your situation.
Yes.
That no office, I want to start construction, I want to enter into. What gave you the mindset?
My brother.
Or what mindset did you?
My brother, I'll tell you it was God. Because how the whole idea came, it was just an idea. My dad had sent me money to make my wife and my elder sister enroll in a school that was doing that at Ofanko.
Okay.
And they were supposed to go and do bakery cakes.
Okay.
For 3 days. So on the motorway, by the time we got to Casa Trazako, I remember exactly where we were. We were between Action Chapel and Casa Trazaco before the Accra Mall on the motorway. And I turned to my wife. I was driving this same car. And I turned to my wife. I said, Nikki, why don't we start this thing when you finish and you have your certificate after a week?
After a week.
Why don't we also start the training? I can just I can speak to people who do this electric fencing, security fencing and the gates, and then we advertise.
Okay.
And begin to teach people, because what else can we do with what you are going to learn? So she said, okay, it's a good idea. And my wife, she never objected to any of the things. And it was tough. There was no money. It was an idea. So we just slept over it, thought about it, prayed into it, and then we started running the adverts.
An idea?
Yes.
and look at where you are now.
Oh, yes. by the grace of God, that contract gave us a boost.
Okay.
That contract in Debisu gave us a boost.
Okay.
And through that contract, we came to learn a lot. And let me say one thing. My man who was teaching epoxy, there are 3 types of epoxy.
Okay.
There's a 3D epoxy where after the first and second coats, you know, epoxy has to be at least 3 millimeters thick.
Okay.
And it's
you're teaching me, so
yes.
I'm learning.
And it's more durable than tiles.
Okay.
You see, so
is it the one that you see maybe fishes swimming?
Yes, so that one is 3D.
That's 3D. Okay.
That's 3D. We have the 3D. The 3D comes with a picture. It's a picture that makes us call it 3D.
3D, okay.
Then we have the normal epoxy that you can do without the 3D pictures. Then we have what we call the metallic.
Metallic.
Okay, no, that is the one you do without the pictures. It's called the metallic.
Okay.
Then we have the industrial grade.
Okay.
That is for factory floors. So if I'm to do your living room, I'll use the same epoxy chemicals, but I'll not use polyurethane.
Okay.
Polyurethane is stronger for factories where you have heavy machinery. You know, you can have forklifts driving on them on
the floor.
Yes, and they can still last for 70, 80 years. They are very strong.
Wow.
They are beautiful. So in my case, this guy, when that contract came, he was supposed to come along with 1 or 2 of his colleagues, and we were supposed to agree on something because we won the contract. In fact, a company won the contract and they subletted the contract to us,
to you, okay.
to Buzzard Construction.
Okay.
So Buzzard Construction was now going to also sublet to you this part of the contract so that we pay you. Now we had a meeting. In fact, they called for an ad hoc meeting, which I attended, and then they came up with a whole lot of questions. And you know, these were things I never thought about, and which made our case unique. They began to ask me about the security of the place.
Wow.
Where they were going to sleep. I'm telling you, my brother, the first time I went on site, we slept in an open building without windows.
An open building?
Yes, the building was incomplete. It was not completed. And I didn't have, and I think that this is what makes a lot of people lose out. Number one, I didn't ask the engineer for transportation, even though, because it would have been very unprofessional. So even though we didn't have money, we didn't ask for transportation
at all.
The young people of today do not understand these things. They began to ask me how they are going to get to the place, their transportation. And of course, I was going to give them transportation. I never even thought about that being a topic,
a major
topic, a point of concern. They asked for transportation. I said they sorted out. Then they wanted me to put them in a hotel.
Wow. Then
they wanted to charge me now per square meter. So I said no. So I got up. In fact, I got furious. I got up and I began to blast. And I said, listen, those of you sitting here, you've been doing this thing years before I even got to know about epoxy. How do you ask me? You've never won a contract like this before. It was just by the grace of God we came across this contract. And you should know that this was our first contract. And we should have an understanding. Okay, if we are making a profit of 30,000, how do we share it?
Share it, okay.
How do we share it? My managing directors and myself, and then the 3 of you. If you do that thing and the 3 of you make 5,000 each, I thought it was good.
That's good business.
That was good. Because I was going to feed you, I was going to put you in a place, I was going to transport you in and out, and it was going to take about a week for you to finish.
Okay.
Because the major aspect of the work was the grinding, where you grind, you use an angle grinder to prepare the ground. Okay, so my brother, these 3 guys after that meeting backed out.
Ooh. Were they professionals?
They were professionals.
They've done it for a long time.
They had done it. I don't know whether to say they are professionals now, because their attitude was unprofessional. Yeah. So they were guys who knew,
they were experienced,
but it's poverty. That's what I call poverty. It's poverty of the mind.
Okay.
You see, because that's what a poor man thinks about. Immediately they look at the thing, they begin to think about money. They don't think about the aftermath. They don't think about building connections, because remember, the person who gave you the job would have his cut. So if you now begin to charge me, I, the one who got the contract, I begin to charge you per square meter, and I'm bargaining with you, and you don't want to come to a consensus, agree, then it means that I cannot satisfy the one who brought the contract, and that will break the bridge. Yeah. There will be no more contracts. Yeah. So I told my assistant at that time, I said, Michael, we are going to do this floor by ourselves. And he said nothing.
Wow.
Because I didn't understand epoxy. I loved it. I didn't understand it. So I subscribed to Legari Products. It's an American company that is deep into epoxy products and epoxy stuff. Then my wife and I began to watch the videos ourselves, because we said we're going to do it ourselves. So we did everything. Then I had a supplier in Accra who was supplying me with household epoxy stuff. Okay. I was doing some jobs at Kaswa and all that. Then he promised to get me the products from Lebanon. But when he sent me pictures of the product and I went down, I got the link and I contacted the man. The man was an Indian. Actually, the products were coming from India, and he was charging me ×2. Ooh. Per 15-liter bucket, ×2.
That's why research is very important.
Oh, yes.
The internet,
yes.
Very, very powerful.
Yes. So I went straight to the man myself, and I got the products, and so it did not affect the estimates that I had given to my clients.
Okay.
And trust me, I have videos and pictures.
And you did it?
No, I did it.
Wow.
I just got 3 of my guys to help me with the mixing. I taught them how to mix, and it was straightforward. You have the hardener, you have the epoxy is 2 components.
Okay.
2 chemicals. So you have the main chemical, and then you have the hardener.
I think we're showing it on TV, so you can see it.
Yes, and then you mix. There's a proportion at which you mix. So I got all the machines I needed. I bought them. I bought the mixers.
Okay.
I bought the squeegees.
Wow.
I bought them in. I bought a lot of them. I bought the roller, the spike rollers. I bought a good number of spike shoes, because you need a spike shoes to walk in the chemical. They're like spikes. You can't walk in them with boots like this. So by the grace of God, we did the first coat. When I was able to do the first
That was your
coat,
first time?
That was the first time. And a lot of the people didn't know. It was only myself and my assistant.
Wow.
And
you guys were on it?
We were on it.
And those guys had lost the money?
The first team had lost the money.
Wow.
They lost the money.
Wow. What do you have to tell the youth in terms of negotiations like that?
Look, I'll say that sometimes to catch a bigger fish, you need to be a fool. You see, like myself, as I'm telling you, the people who give me contracts, sometimes, let's say, if the one who is pushing the contract to me is making 100,000, I may make about half of that, or 40,000, and I'm content. I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
It's better to have a constant flow than to wait for one big fish at a time. One big fish is not good. If you have something that is flowing every week or every month, you know, I'm making 3,000. You can plan with that. You see, but the youth, most of the youth of today want everything boom. And they are not street savvy. A lot of them think they are street savvy. They are not street wise. They are not, because if you know what it means to hustle, you don't look for a big fish at a time. You would know that sometimes you may even need to catch smaller fishes to feed another small fish in order for that small fish to outgrow the smaller one, so that one day you can harvest a big fish. And then also learn something. This is not what I learned. I learned accounting in school.
Oh, you didn't learn all this stuff?
No. I did accounting in Accra Polytechnic.
Okay.
And then I went to University of Ghana, Accra campus. They have a SOT, School of Translators.
Oh, okay.
I went there to try to do degree in, it's called the School of Translators. I wanted to do degree in French and Spanish so that I could translate ECOWAS, these ECOWAS and United Nations meetings. I could I was just looking for, ministry was my main thing, our income, so that I wouldn't have to depend on the church. You know, so in 2020, when this idea came, I felt it was divine. And then when my wife also supported me, I said, no, let's go all out. And we started this. And this is where we are. We've done works. And today, by the grace of God, Buzzard Construction has been able to get this. We've liaised with the chiefs of the place. And it's huge.
How many acres?
My brother, the land is more than 50,000 hectares.
Wow, let's go.
You see, but like I told you, we want to start with, we've put in
my stick.
We've made a deal for 1,000 acres. But we are starting with 200. We want to develop 200 and see how it goes. Then we enter into the 1,000. And then we'll enter into the main brain is for about 2,000. We'll see how it goes when we get there. But as you can see, this is where we are. And we have some in Akuse as well. Some at Apollonia. Some at Doyumu. Yeah, Doyumu.
Where is that?
Doyumu is where you took the pictures of the monkeys.
The monkeys,
Yeah, that's it's not far from Afienya.
Afienya,
Yes, so that we have about 150, 200 there also. There's a road. So like I was saying, we have properties at some lands at Apollonia, some at Doyumu on the stretch to Ayikuma. We have some in Akuse. And then inside Akuse there are 2 separate sites. And there's one inside Natreku, and there's one a bit close to the junction itself. So all these are huge lands that we want to develop. We want to turn into estates. Where, you know, and when you get to Akuse now, people are doing that. Yeah, people have walled off huge masses of lands and they've put up estates. People are buying. There are footballers who are buying lands there. There are artists, big artists in Ghana whom you know who have built there. It's a beautiful place with the water view.
Even this place, there's a prominent man that has bought when we're
yes. There's a very prominent man. And these you see, these people think ahead. And there are people who will say it's too far. You see, don't be like the traditional man who will say it's too far. They never travel, they never go anywhere. There's nowhere that is far now. There's nowhere that is far. If you have it, look, I was telling, I think I was telling one of my partners 2 days ago that, you know, Saglemi, the affordable housing project at Saglemi, even from the road, this place is very close to the Akosombo road. From the road, when you are going to Chopoli, you know, from Chopoli to Dawa, before you get to Chopoli, you have Saglemi, the affordable housing. It's inside on the street. You see it very far, but they built there, and people were ready to move from Accra and Tema to go and settle there
because it was affordable.
Yeah, because it was affordable. What we have here, look, is very close to Tema.
It covers all this.
Oh yes, it goes all the way. It gets to where you see the mountain. You see, it gets to where you see the mountain.
Wow.
It covers. I told you, we proposed 1,000 acres, but we want to start with 200. Then when we cover about 150 and we see how it's going, we can extend it to 1,000. When we are done with it, then we can do another 1,000, because it's a whole city we want to put here by the grace of God. It's a whole city, and it's nice, and it's going to have everything. When you are inside, unless you want to travel out or your work demands that you go to Accra or Tema, either than that, everything will be here. There will be shopping malls. There will be, you know, traditional market centers, you know, polished market centers where you can get your farm fresh produce, because farm fresh produces around. You can get fresh pepper, fresh tomatoes, fresh okra, fresh maize, fresh cassava. Place.
Wow.
So we have all those. We have
it's a huge facility.
Oh yes, we have a social center. Where you have your swimming pool, your gym, you have a racetrack, you have a soccer field, basketball court, badminton room, lawn tennis court. All those things will be here. all those things will be here, so that when you are here, you are in a haven.
Okay.
And that security is our priority. Security is going to be our priority. When you are here, you are secured. And we will have solar energy. We'll have a windmill. There are people down there who have windmills.
Wow.
Because you see the breeze is much here, so we have to make good use of the breeze. We'll have a hospital facility. We'll have a pharmacy, dispensary, all those things. You name it, anything you can think about. Yeah. So, look, people will even come here, my brother, on holidays and on weekends. People will come to see what is here, to enjoy them. Okay. You know, like I was telling you, we are going to replicate the same thing on the other side at Akuse, where you can drive, like people drive to the Junction Mall to sit on the merry-go-round, and this rocket goes round, and this watercraft stuff for children. We'll have all those things here, and we'll have the sports facilities and everything. There will be competitions. There will be a side so that those in the estate will not be disturbed, but there will be a part that will have these things, so that from the estate you can just walk there and have all these things, and then when someone is also coming to enjoy those facilities, you will not be disturbed. You will have your peace of mind. And within, it's going to be gated.
Okay.
It's going to be walled.
It's a huge facility.
I'm telling you, the entire 1,000 acres is going to be walled.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Wow.
And inside the property, you can also wall your property. Okay. So when you buy the land, you can contract us to develop it for you. Okay. Because we have a picture of what we want. So if you have your own developers, you take what we want, you choose from it, and if you have an addition, you just have to let us know this how you want it, because we want a standard. Okay. We want a standard.
Not just anything.
Not just anything. You can't buy our land and put up a hall and chamber, and then you have a pipe running out. When you take your bath, the water goes onto. No. We don't want that. We don't want that. We want an executive. Executive but affordable. And I was telling you, the land is affordable.
How much does it go for?
It's 80,000 per acre.
Wow.
But if you come and see us, we have special discounts for people.
Okay.
We have special discounts for people.
That's affordable.
Yes. And if you are an investor, you can come and see us. And if you know an investor and you can bring an investor to buy 5 acres and above, look, we can get you a land for free, and we give you some percentage on it. We have all those. We have all those in place. Okay. We have all those arrangements we've put in place. Okay. So you can, if you are an estate agent, you can take advantage of what I'm saying. You know someone, you know a big man who can invest or who can buy 5 acres at a go, 10 acres at a go, bring him. Or you work in the government sector and you can come together, 10, 20 people want to come together so that we spread it over a year for you. You can come and see us. Okay. Apart from what we have here, we have a land just beyond that hill. Okay. We have about 120 acres there that we use for that. We can do that for you. We give it to you and then we spread it for you. Then it's taken from the source. So your company just does a standing order so that at the end of each month, an amount comes into our accounts. And look, this.
So you have the plan already.
I'm telling you, I should have brought it. I was telling you, I have the entire from here to Osuwem, to Dodowa, to Astrare Junction. We have the site plan. Wow. We have everything, including the hills and everything. Then we have the court papers that prove that the land belongs to the primary people who gave them to us.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So
now with this, if you're starting, what are some of the things that will go into it?
Okay, this one, first of all, we need to, for instance, if you buy an acre from us, or let's say you buy an acre from us, we have the team. We have a team that will come and map it out for you. We prepare the land, and then we immediately prepare your documents for you. That's the first thing we have to do. It has to be in your name. Okay. So that our integrity is at stake.
It's at stake, okay.
I've heard of estate agents who take people's monies and they don't develop the land, and then later they will say, let's give you another land. One beautiful thing, one sweet thing about this place is that there's nothing like land guards.
Okay. Nothing like that.
We would have been attacked by now. We've been here for some time now. We would have been, and you see there are people around, and there are family members who live around. There are family members. The security man here is a family security man who has been introduced to us. So there's no litigation.
Okay.
There are 3 families that own these lands. The Osudoku, and then Akuse, and then Tekwam.
Okay.
Has Osudoku, Astrare, Akuse, and Tekwam. There's Tenya and Tengwanya, and then there's this Nene Omesu. This, if you want to be secure, you just have to go to Lands Commission and make sure the land is in the names of the people who are giving you the land.
So that's the first thing to look out for if you're buying a land.
That's the first thing you look out for. Don't just be excited about, oh, the land is plain, it's a savanna grassland, is beautiful. I like the hills, I'm in love with the place and all that. No. Yes, be in love with the place, but when we tell you about the place, go and find out. Okay, Buzzard Construction is selling the land to me. Is it in whose name is the land? When we show you the papers, whose name or whose names are on the documents, you find out, and then you make payment, and then immediately we can start developing for you.
Okay.
Yeah, we can start developing. Okay. Once it's done, we get the documents done in your name, and then there will be a timeline, because we also don't want people to buy the land. It will be there for 8 years, 10 years without being developed. We have a vision in mind, so we give you a time frame. If for any reason along the line you can't meet the time frame, you just come and then let us know that because of 1 or 2 issues you will need more time and all that. That's how it's going to be. Okay. So that you don't just buy the land in 10 years, 15 years. You know, people buy lands 20 years, it's lying there. No, it shouldn't be so.
It shouldn't be so.
Yes.
All right, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This was educative on what goes into things like this.
Yeah.
So the whole of the place.
The whole of the place.
The whole of the place.
All the way, as far as your eyes can see.
Wow.
We share a boundary with that quarry there. You can see smoke coming out of that place. Okay. You can see some buildings there. So our boundary goes along that line, and then it goes to where the hill is all the way. And then this side, we capture this hill. Okay. Yeah, we capture this hill. We capture all these hills, we capture them. Wow. We have plans for them. Wow. So, and then all the way, we share boundary with, I think there's a poultry farm or so over there, we share with them. So it's mapped out nicely. Wow. And then beyond this hill behind us, where you see those quarry, that's an abandoned quarry site. Yeah, that place is part of what we have. It's part of our program. We've not even counted it among this, but that's for our personal something for the real estate, for Pamusha Estate. And then beyond this hill that you see, we have about 120 acres there that I spoke about, that if you are workers who want to come together, if you want that place, or Akuse or Doyumu or Apollonia, you can still talk to us. Okay. And then we will come up with an arrangement that we can all agree on. It's good. Land is the best thing to own because it always appreciates. Yeah. Land is it's not a car. Land. And that's why it's called real estate. It's real. It appreciates in value. Cars don't appreciate in value. Motorcycles don't appreciate in value. Lands and houses. You can see a very dilapidated house, but when the price is mentioned, just because of where it is, you can buy a dilapidated house on a quarter plot in at the airport residential area, $1 million. Yeah. I'm telling you, it will not be, just because of where it is. So it's better to have it and to develop it, even if you will not live here. Look, I'm telling you, there are people who work around. I lift people all the time from Tema and Afienya to Akuse. There are people who work in Akuse, people who work in Akosombo. They live in Tema. If you have a property close to the place, they would want to live close by. There are prison officers who don't have accommodation there. They ply this road every day. And there are people who move from Akosombo and Akuse to go to work in Tema and Accra every day. People move from Somanya to go to work in Accra every day. So nowhere is far. Nowhere. And by the grace of God, the railway passes here. Oh, okay. Yeah, on the other side. Yeah, on the other side. So the railway is going to work, and there's going to be a station. Okay. Yeah, the Transvolta Railway is almost done. I have the pictures. The one that goes to Pakadam. It's been done across the river already. Okay. It's so beautiful. Wow. It's so beautiful. You know, we were trying to get a property over there. That the land belongs to the Aquamus, and you have to go through a lot to. So we are trying to see if, but currently this is where we are.
Okay. So your numbers for
yes,
those who want to.
Yes, I'll give you the numbers. The numbers are 0244 909823. That's 0244 909823 and 024 0030326. That's 024 0030326. Those are the numbers for Buzzard Construction and Realty. And then if you are interested in the Pamusha Estates, it's the same company that have been diversified so that we can take care of other things properly. It's a sister company, Pamusha Housing Solutions.
All right. Thank you so much.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Well, that's it. We're here, and we had an exciting time. You found out a bit about real estate. We're here to help you. So anything that will bring you comforts, we will bring that to you. We spoke to Mr. Kelvin Kuhlor, and they have this huge land, and we spoke to him about things to know that goes into real estate. My name is Felix Dazi. Thank you for doing this with me. Go on our YouTube page. If you're watching this on television, it is Inspiration with Felix Dazi.